Hey everyone, welcome back to Current Crisis. We need to talk about all things Cardi B, the trial, the lawsuit, everything. But before we begin, please hit that subscribe button because it is the one thing that you guys can do to support me. And go follow my Instagram, soliamechling, and Current Crisis so you can stay up to date on all the things I post daily. So it would mean the world if you could subscribe here on YouTube first, and then after this, go check out my Instagram. Let's get started. Why is Cardi B being talked about and what is the big deal? First, I want to start off with some facts of Cardi B. So Cardi B rose from an internet celebrity status to a Grammy-winning rapper known for her candid lyrics and aggressive flow, becoming the female rapper with the most #1 singles on the Billboard Hot 100 and the highest certified female rapper in the US for digital singles. Which, it's just kind of interesting to me to see that this woman is being praised. I don't like the type of music that she kind of creates. I think it's very degenerate music. It has a lot of cursing and it's not very edifying at all, especially as a Christian. But I do want to talk about the fact that this trial is very big and it's very important, and I am glad that the outcome happened and the way it was. So let's talk about the lawsuit. So her former security guard, Amani Ellis, filed a lawsuit in 2020 claiming that Cardi B assaulted her in February of 2018 at a Beverly Hills OBGYN clinic. Cardi B was about 4 months pregnant at the time. So the accusations. Ellis said that Cardi B scratched her, spat on her, and used racial slurs. She is asking for $24 million in damage. You heard that right, $24 million. And I don't know about you, but if this happened to me, if I was spat on, scratched on, and racial slurs were thrown at me, I would go obviously file a police report and do all of the necessary actions, but I would not be suing that person for $24 million, which leads me to question, was this more of a money ploy? Did she want to just get easy money, or was there actual, did she actually get spat on? Did she actually get scratched? It just leads you to think if you're asking for $24 million in damages because you got scratched on, spat on, and racial slurs, it raises red flags. Let's continue. So Cardi B's side, she admitted that there was a heated argument, but she never touched Ellis. She told the jury, "I did not touch that woman. I did not touch that girl." So the witnesses. The doctor who was there testified that he never saw Cardi B touch Ellis, but he did see Ellis hit the clinic's receptionist, which is just wild. If you're suing for $24 million in damages and yet you yourself hit the clinic's receptionist, you're already starting off on the wrong foot, right? There's already being red flags raised because why, as a security guard, would you hit the clinic's receptionist? Obviously, you're very angry about something. This was a heated argument, but let's continue. So the receptionist backed that up, saying that it was only a shouting match. So between Cardi B and Ellis, they were only shouting. There was not any physical altercation. It did not get physical. There was nothing more than just a shouting match. So in court, Cardi B said that she was very pregnant at the time, which made her disabled, and she couldn't attack anyone even if she tried, which is very interesting, right? I've never been pregnant. I'm 17, but I feel like people who have been pregnant can attest to this, that I'm sure you're very tired. She was 4 months pregnant, so I don't know exactly what that looks like for her, but if she was going through a difficult pregnancy or anything like that, I'm sure it would have been very hard for her, and I'm sure also emotions were high, right? You're pregnant, you have a lot of hormones going on, so there's no doubt that something could have happened, but I doubt a 4-month pregnant woman would have been getting into a physical altercation with someone, purely just off the fact that you want to protect yourself and the baby, and I genuinely don't think that you're going to have the energy to get into a physical altercation, scratching and spitting on someone when you're 4 months pregnant. And especially from the sounds of it, Cardi B did not have that energy either. So the verdict. On September 2nd of 2025, the jury took less than an hour to decide that they found Cardi B not liable for assault, battery, or emotional distress. So she won it all. And after the trial, I will insert a video here of what Cardi B said.
That she's bigger than you?
Absolutely.
How do you know that?
I mean, look, I was 130 pounds at that time.
So she's overweight, right? In your opinion.
Just a little.
Did you call her fat?
No, I was called and she was like, oh yeah.
Are you disabled? Yes or no?
At that moment, when you're pregnant, I'm very disabled.
And why were you concerned?
Because I'm pregnant and this girl's about to beat my ass. Hello?
Hello? You could have done it, correct? So
But
you're not
I
disabling.
didn't. But I didn't because I had a baby inside me.
How do you, 3 months? 3 to 4 months. Fair enough?
So you want me to say to
I
her
want
face?
you to tell it to her face what you said on that day so she can hear it for herself again.
Security heavy.
What does security heavy mean?
Like she just looks a little like she could protect the building type B. You know what I'm saying? She just
Right.
looked more developed than me.
So after the trial, Cardi B celebrated the courthouse, saying that the case was a waste of time and warning people to not file frivolous lawsuits. She also told fans not to attack Ellis online, which I thought was very respectful of her. And I do have to say that seeing Cardi B in this courtroom setting, it was kind of nice. It was a different side that you don't normally see to Cardi B. It was kind of more of a relatable side. She wasn't exactly cursing all the time. She was just being herself, and a lot of people loved that. Let's take a second to watch some of her most memorable times during this trial. And she is just being herself and being a normal person that does not know what any of this legal jargon means. And I think that that's why people are finding this so humorous on one side, but also just kind of crazy on another side, because asking for $24 million in damages is insane. On Ellis's side, meanwhile, she said that she was disappointed but felt that it was still important to bring the case to court, which to me it's just like, why even bring the case to court? You wanted to make money off of it. That was truly the ploy. She really had nothing else to go off of, and I think she just wanted her 10 seconds of fame, and she wanted money along with that, thinking that this was probably going to be easy. Maybe she probably just wanted Cardi B to give her some money under the table to shush her up and not take her to court. But Cardi B was not one to back down, as she normally never is. And I do have to say, it was, like I said, it was a refreshing take to see Cardi B in court. And I think the reason why this is taking the internet by storm too is it reminds me of what happened with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and how Johnny Depp was just himself in that courtroom. He was just a man that had a lot of stuff going on in his life. He didn't know all of this jargon. He hired good lawyers, and it worked out in his favor because he was telling the truth and the other party was not. And I think it really highlights something in celebrities, seeing them just being normal people and not understanding everything that's going on and just trying to be themselves and prove that they are not liable for all of the craziness going on and being hurled at them. And I think it's crazy that a lot of these celebrities get dragged into lawsuits, as well as politicians and conservative people and liberal people as well. They get dragged into lawsuits that mean nothing, that have grounds on nothing, and they have to spend the time and the money and the dedication it is to fight that in court. And like Cardi B mentioned in a clip that I will put up here again as well.
Honest with you, I have missed my kids' first day of school today. I missed my kids' last week of school yesterday because of this.
She unfortunately missed very important moments with her children because of this court and because of the fact that she has to be in court and testify and talk about all of this, which is devastating. In a People magazine, Cardi B claims that she is the only provider for her 3 kids amid divorce from her estranged husband. And she has beautiful children. I think she is learning to be a mom and what that means to her. She has amazing kids. And she really talks about the fact that motherhood has really changed her. She has 3 beautiful kids, and she said, "This summer, I haven't even put my feet in a pool. I do everything for my kids. I am the only provider, and you know what? Ain't no complaining coming from it." She said, "I love them so much, they ground me, and I would do it over and over again," which is honestly just incredible. And I really love to see that side of Cardi B. I really hope that she kind of taps more into that and channels more into that. But what did we learn from this lawsuit is the fact that when you're lying, the truth is always going to come out, and it hopefully always will come out. You shouldn't bring stupid stuff to trial. And I think one of the reasons why Cardi B is going viral again is because she's just her crazy self, and I honestly love that for her. I don't love the fact that she curses a lot in her music or uses vulgar language to express herself, or the fact that she gives thug life. I don't love that for her. But I do love the fact that she's being unapologetically herself. She didn't back down in this trial. She didn't just give Ellis money. She stood on principle and she took the hit and she won, and it panned out for her. And to Cardi B, I hope that she continues to flourish. I hope that she continues to love her motherhood and embrace who she is. And to all the people who wanted the security guard to win or thought that $24 million in damages is good enough, I'd have to ask you, would you really want someone coming after you, suing you? I'm saying, do you want someone to come to you and say, I'm going to sue you for $24 million for an altercation that wasn't even physical? Because we fought. And if this can happen to Cardi B, it can happen to any one of us. I think that's the big thing, is when we see these things happen to Johnny Depp, or when we see these things happen to Cardi B, celebrities that have a following, a loyal following, so it helps them in the media. What would the media do to paint you as? If you were being sued for $24 million, would you be the villain? Would you be the hero? How would you take that? How would you respond to that, right? If you even had $24 million to be sued for, that is something that is scary, and I'm sure was terrifying to Cardi B, especially being a mother and being the sole provider, is the fact that she was dragged into this trial, dragged into this lawsuit for something that she knew she didn't do. And she had to sit in that court and go through all of the legal process to show the public and to show the courts and everything that she did not do this. So I think what is important to take away from that fact is, I think we just all need to learn that we need to be careful. We need to be careful with who we are around, because it's very important who we let into our life, who we hire, and who we trust. As we can see with Cardi B, and even as well with Johnny Depp, the people that they let into their lives might not have been the best choices, and that's why they were being sued. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm so glad Cardi B won this lawsuit and won the stupid $24 million lawsuit for being supposedly spat on, scratched on, and having racial slurs thrown at a security guard. This was all nonsense, but I'm glad it worked out in favor of Cardi B.